Hi, I'm Jim Davis, and these are micro thoughts about the philosophy of voluntarism. Creation is superior to destruction. It's probably inevitable that you will see, if you haven't already, some sort of a meme or discussion about how we have every right to seek to destroy a system that seeks to destroy us. You can take this as a literal meaning that we can go out there and cause violence if you want to, or in with a twisting of the words, meaning that we're simply going to transform, which is a form of destruction. But let's just go with the literal position here, because this is what most people are going to understand. At least I argue that that's what they'll understand, since most people don't make the time to actually figure out and break down a moral philosophy that's universally applicable and consistent with everything. At least most people don't make the time to create a moral philosophy that has a clear path of thought progression from point A to all the way to Z. So there's an issue with looking to destroy something else. We don't have to destroy anything. In fact, what is this whole sentiment about the system that seeks to destroy us? How do we really know that any system is in place? What is the system that they're talking about? Government specifically, of course, but the system here, what is the goal of this system? Is it actually to truly destroy us? No, of course not. The whole idea behind government is that the noble purpose is to protect. The problem is that, again, the people who are promoting and championing the idea of government don't understand how to create a transparent path of thought progression in order to show how they went from one idea to the next idea. They have no idea what that means. I've touched on this in the past before, where I've talked about how people understand haphazardly how to implement certain moral codes, but they have no idea why they implement these moral codes. They can't explain it. And this is right here is a perfect example of that, where people are talking about how they need to destroy something, but they don't even understand what it is that they're seeking to destroy. They just claim that it seeks to destroy us. Well, that's not the noble intent of government, and I'm pretty sure that if we were to talk to every individual who is a champion of government or believes it's necessary for some reason or another, they will tell us, the overwhelming majority of these people will tell us that it's for protection of some kind. And that's a very noble goal. The trouble is in how it's implemented. Not everybody's going to be a Rothschild or some sort of centralized banking clan or cartel member. Those people right there, as I mentioned again previously, are going to be people who we have no idea, or who have no idea that they have no power without the rest of us who don't understand how to get from point A to Z and still show all of our work. So we have to understand that system, and that system is just a fear-based system of nescience. That's all it is, without knowledge. People just don't understand. Government isn't seeking to destroy us. People are using government to destroy us, and that's the problem. That's the compounded problem, I should say. The first problem is that government is being implemented without any sort of transparent path of thought progression, meaning that the people who are championing this, they don't understand the unintended consequences of government. So we need to understand, why is government hurting us? We also need to understand what the goal is of people who are implementing government, okay, the noble goal. Once we understand that, then there's no need to destroy anything, especially not with any sort of violence. That's totally unnecessary. So if we want to understand what the most peaceful course of action is going to be, if we want to be mindful of the future, but not at the expense of being enslaved in the present, but we want to continually work towards this, we need to start creating mindsets within ourselves, our own personal goals, work on controlling who we are as individuals, educating ourselves, asking questions, Well, what's the lowest common denominator of why people want government? What's the lowest common denominator of all moral systems out there? What's the lowest common denominator for what anybody wants? And it's always going to be the same: to maintain and or improve the quality of one's life. That's always going to be the answer. This even includes people who feel like they need to commit suicide. And I've gone over this in Morality Defined. Long story short, if a dog is born with 3 legs instead of 4, it's still a dog. I think the general consensus is going to say yes to that. Well, if somebody happens to have a bout of depression and it's so severe that they feel like they need to kill themselves, well, they're still seeking to maintain and or improve the quality of their life. The problem is that they are a reason-capable creature. Thus, their cognitive abilities have been messed up with a chemical imbalance that is called depression. Well, with that chemical imbalance, it alters their ability to properly reason and look at the long-term effects of their choices, per se. So it's still, they're looking to maintain and improve the quality of their lives, but they just aren't able to do so as well. And that right there is exactly what government does to us, or should I say fear does to us. So we take fear and we decide to implement a system, and that system, in order to protect us from the other bad things in this world, imposes more fear and bad things upon us. So the system doesn't actually attempt to seek to destroy us. It doesn't mean to, but it ends up doing so. So if we want to understand how to stop the system, we don't have to destroy it. We just have to understand it. For now, I'd like to thank you for your time. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and give it a thumbs up. I base all of my work on my books, Liberty Defined and Morality Defined. If you'd like to encourage more content like this, please visit my website, jimlimberdavis.com, to explore more of my works, download free copies of my books, and consider donating even just $1. Every dollar helps. Thank you so much for taking a peacefully proactive solution in raising humanity's pinnacles of success faster and more efficiently through peaceful comprehension and creation instead of hostile ridicule and destruction.